Welcome everyone to Beyond the Adventure. Today's episode is Spring Thaw at the dam, and let's get started. So starting this episode out, the first shot that I wanted to show you guys was the view of the dam that you would see if you were pulling in from the main road there going to park to where the visitor center is. Now the dam is open for, I believe it's about 2 months or so, where they're actually operating the fish lift and showing the fish lifting process. And unfortunately, the day that we went down here was actually the day after they had just opened up for the season, and there was still a lot of springtime melting going on and a lot of rain and everything that we got a couple days prior to that. So for those of you that watched the episode, you will know that the shad lift was not actually operating, or the fish lift was not actually operating. So like I said in the episode, I'm going to come back down here in a couple of weeks and show you guys, but I haven't been down here in a good 15 or 16 or so years, and it has changed an awful lot from what I remember. There was never that main entrance building that you walked into. You'll see right here in a second I'm walking up. There was never that building there to begin with. You used to just park, be able to walk into the dam, walk around, check out the different areas when I was younger, when I would go there with my grandparents or my parents. Like I said, there was just an awful lot of water coming over the dam. We had a couple of big rainstorms like the 2 days prior to when we went here. There's a really cool shot of where the old lettering used to be that said Hoya Water Power Company, if I remember correctly. Now going in here, walking up the stairs, you'll see this round circle right there. When I was a little kid, there actually used to be 2 different main turbines in there. I think they were painted like blue and yellow at the time. These are some pictures of the old timber frame dam that they originally built there before they decided to, increase the strength of the dam by actually building it correctly this second time, because the first time the dam, I will pull up this thing right here. It's really interesting. I read it in an old book a long time ago, but the first dam was constructed using a timber frame, and the dam was filled with rubble and stone. It was completed in a matter of months. The gates were closed, and at 10 a.m. the reservoir began to fill behind the dam. It was recorded in Harper's Weekly that the engineers took great pride in their work, and when it was finished and the gates were shut down, they said to have exclaimed, "There, the gates are shut, and God Almighty himself cannot open them." By noon, 2 hours later, the dam had already sprung massive leaks, and the footing began to show signs of weakness. 2 o'clock, 4 hours after they officially closed the gates of the dam had not been properly secured to bedrock, and by 3:20 p.m. the dam gave way, and a torrent of water, logs, and debris headed down the Connecticut River towards Chicopee. Now, Chicopee, the area of Chicopee that's closest to where the dam is known as Willimantic. So a foreman sent a telegram to investors that were in Boston at 3:20 p.m. which read, "Your dam has gone to hell by way of Willimantic," which is pretty interesting. The dam was originally built on a 53-foot naturally occurring waterfall that exists on the Connecticut River, and the fish were able to make it up that 53-foot jump before the dam was built there. So then they had to build the dam so it would allow the fish to go back up to their point in which they spawned, or the point in which they were born, so they could actually mate, because a lot of fish actually go back to places where they mate. Some eels even travel thousands and thousands of miles to go back to the places where they were born just to have babies and offspring. But you guys see here, there's just an awful lot of water coming over the dam. I forgot exactly how many cubic feet were coming over per minute, but just absolutely crazy. I think the guy said it'd be like 43,000 basketballs traveling over the dam every second or something like that. But anyways, you can see the little spillway here. The fish would actually swim up where this canal is, and where you see the little bridges, they travel, and then there's a couple of elevators that lift them up, and it goes into like a gated area where there's a window that you can view them. The fish swim by and they continue their passage upstream, or they can go through it's like a piping system that flushes them back out into the river. Here's just a quick thing on how the fish lift operates. If you wanted to pause the video and check it out, there is that for you to see. But overall, this place really hasn't changed too much, other than the fact that they just added that little entrance area to the outside, and now there's just massive gates and fencing when you're inside the building. Typically, these windows right here would be filled all the way to the top with water. You would barely be able to make out that grate on the top, and you'd see all these fish swimming back and forth. Eels, catfish, salmon, shad, sturgeon. There's just a whole bunch of different fish that exist in this area that use the Connecticut River and use the fish lift to get back to where their mating grounds are. hear the hum of the turbine, the hum of electricity being produced naturally by water. Really cool. And this whole dam was built with the purpose of using canals in our city. Little tongue twister there. But our city was actually one of the first industrial planned cities in the entire United States of America. Really cool fact. We have this whole system of canals that were put in place to help the different paper mills and different, textile mills and everything else like that that existed in our area. We were at one point one of the largest producers of paper in the entire world. But anyways, that is the end of the episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like I said earlier, I'm going to go down there in a couple of weeks. Next week, we're going to have some special episodes from when we go on an adventure down south. So I hope to see you then. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see everybody tomorrow for Thungry Thursday. Peace.